chat in this. All right, we are live. 5 seconds in. Guys, thank you for joining us tonight. I really don't have to introduce my guest, but it's just a formal thing. So you guys know who this is. You recognize him. You've seen him before. This is Hutch Homestead. And
what's going on, everybody?
It took forever for him to come on my show, so he finally did. and you know, again, man, thank you for signing up and joining up. Now, I do have to say one thing. This is my fault for not promoting it properly. This live stream shit is not the same as my as the Ecamm app that I use, where I guess you could schedule it on here. I'm sort of still learning how to use this. So
yeah, you can set it up for a later time. I'm trying to figure it out too. I've been trying to do it, and apparently I would live for like 6 hours with just a blank screen when I first, tried to figure it out. But
no shit. I mean, I figured it out right before I invited you on. I'm like, oh, there it is. It's a schedule button, of course. But all right, guys. So everyone is saying hello, hi, how you doing, Hutch? Guys, just a heads up. He turned his chat off because it's distracting. It absolutely is distracting, but it's also fun at the same time. So any messages or questions you have, I will be asking him moving forward. So my first question to you is, well, we're going to talk about the video you released yesterday a little later. But my first question to you is, how long have you been homesteading?
Just over, well, we're about 4.5 years now.
So then what made you want to all of a sudden jump on YouTube?
I had a buddy that was doing another channel, and he's like one of those real tinfoil hat type motherfuckers, you know what I mean? So when all this stuff started, he just went completely underground, and he pretty much was like, hey, you live like this, people are probably interested, you might as well try it. So here I am.
Well, yeah, listen, me being from the city, I get a kick out of people like yourself who live in rural areas, who are building a homestead, trying to be self-sufficient or are self-sufficient. And here I am in the city, and it's, as soon as I want milk, guess where I go? There's a store, right?
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, like I said, I don't know what your setup is like, but I mean, I've seen some of your setup, but I don't know like whether you have livestock or not. So do you?
I used to have livestock the first couple years because it's taken so long to amend the soil that we got, because it's nothing but clay and rocks. So I couldn't farm for the first couple years. Okay. So we went with, we had goats, we had pigs, we had chickens, we had rabbits. But as I'm getting closer to actually being able to use the garden area, I want to be a gardener more than I want to be a rancher. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So we pretty much got rid of all the critters until I can get the garden dialed in, and then I'll slowly start bringing them back in with chickens and rabbits and stuff.
All right. That's pretty cool. I mean, so what made you want to do this?
The homesteading thing? I grew up like this, running around barefoot in the woods up until I was like 13, and then I moved to the city,
Okay.
Did the running the streets thing. And then when I got to a certain age, I was like, man, this is bullshit. Let me go back to my roots. And this was pretty much the only way I could do it. I told my wife, I was like, I can never buy it for you, but I can damn sure build it. And she went along with it. We jumped on it.
Say again?
I said she went along with it, so we jumped on it.
Nice. Very good. All right. So, I mean, listen, you've been on for a while, I've been watching you for a while. And I have to admit, not all your videos. I don't watch, any one person's or like every last video, but I did get a kick out of the fact that, well, I get a kick out of you guys who just want to be more self-sufficient. What was the reasoning for you wanting to be more self-sufficient?
Basically, if you grow up poor, you're pretty much a natural prepper anyway. I mean, at least if you're responsible, you know what I mean? And there's so much drama in the city. You know, there's so much noise. Everybody wants to be a tough guy. You know, all this. I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't people anymore. You know what I mean? So I had to get away from it.
Right. And it's funny. I on my way here, I got into it with one of those trucking guys. They wasn't a trucker. They were the oversized support vehicles. Got into it with them, and I thought I was going to knock a kid off his fucking dirt bike, and that was all in the last probably 20 minutes. And it's just funny. I want to get the fuck out of the city. I'm done with the city, unfortunately, with work, and it's basically the job, and then looking for somewhere that the wife and the kids want to hang, go. That's the hard part. It's the wife wants to move out of the city too, and she's trying to nudge me towards Texas. I don't want to go to Texas, though I do like some spots in Texas. If you had to move, which state would be your other choice?
It's tricky because I like landscapes, and I pay a big part goes to the kind of government that they have in that state. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like Texas was on our list, but old school Texas, not Texas that it is today. I want the Texas that I got romanticized in my head, and it's just not there anymore. You know what I mean? So I'd say something like Idaho, Utah, somewhere in that range, somewhere up on the top of a mountain somewhere, something like that. That'd be my ultimate happy place.
Nice. I know that someone asked me where would you move. I said somewhere mountainous or somewhere I can camp and get lost, where it would take 3 months to find my way back home, kind of deal, kind of lost.
Exactly.
Because you're right, man. The people situation here in the city, I think, is just bad. You know what?
People ain't supposed to live on top of each other like that, man. That's stressful. Heart attacks, high blood pressure, all that shit.
Yes, and people have documented themselves leaving the city, going to a rural area or suburban area, and their blood pressure and health corrected itself for the most part, right?
Yep.
So, Wolf Mule, thank you for the donation, and Jory, thank you for the donation. Hopefully, I'm saying your name right. We appreciate it. Thanks, man. So, the one thing I noticed about you on YouTube is that you seem to have, I guess, amassed a following of dedicated YouTubers, and a lot of guys and a lot of women, they have nothing but good things to say about you. Now, like I said, I've been following you pretty much from the beginning, right? From the first time we spoke a while back, and you haven't displayed anything other than the straightforwardness. Now, your straightforwardness is, I would say, it's almost the same as mine, minus the excessive cursing. I know you let it fly, here and there, but I think that it's cool. Now, we're switching. We're going to talk about prepping specifically, not so much homesteading. As far as prepping goes, is there a difference between a city prepper like myself and a homesteader like you?
Well, absolutely. The obvious thing would be the availability of things, you know what I mean, and space in general. You figure in the city you're limited by what? Can you guys have like rooftop gardens and stuff there?
Yes and no.
See, that would be like the biggest thing that you guys could do, right? If that was an option. So, being in the city, I mean, you could do the gardening and be somewhat self-sufficient, but it all comes down to if you want, if you got Bill Gates money, of course you can be in the city and be self-sufficient. But there's not the opportunity in the city that there is, to actually think of something long-term. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Absolutely. And it's funny because, if I did a rooftop garden, I have to contend with assholes going on a roof destroying the garden.
Yeah.
Whereas if you do a garden, you have to worry about asshole animals,
exactly,
by breaching your garden and eating up your supplies. But I can
see my problems though.
Say again?
I can shoot my problems.
I could throw my problems off the roof, but I'm pretty sure it's not legal. So no, and that's the thing. You have that availability. Now, you were talking about, like you rather garden. What would you be growing on your land? What's the one thing that you're looking to grow on your land pertaining to gardening?
The big thing that is corn and watermelon are my two biggest things. I could live on corn, and my wife and my son could eat watermelon all day, but it also doubles as a moneymaker. As far as the majority of the things that I'm growing would be those two things.
Oh shit, nice. And then what else would you mix in there? What else would be the mixture of your garden?
Well, of course, I've got the medical plants, and then I've got beans, carrots, tomatoes, beets. I got like 27 different things that I just put out in the yard the other day. So basically all the small stuff, onions, just the general array of stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Again, see, that's something I really want to do, but people are like, oh, you could garden on your windowsill. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? I might be able to feed one kid with what we grow on a windowsill.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just agreeing with you. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I think the windowsill is a good practice, and then again, it's not really a good practice because how I grow it on the windowsill is not how I'm going to grow it once I get my own land. Right?
Exactly.
Everything changes, the environment changes, elevation changes things. It's just a huge change. Whereas here in the city, you just have pollution.
See, I look at windowsill grows more of a like your cilantro and your herbs and stuff. Your small stuff, maybe some leaf lettuce or something like that you can clip every 2 weeks and just keep it going. Green onions, stuff like that.
Right.
That's pretty much the extent of it that I put in the window. Because other than that, it's anything that's going to actually produce any kind of food that's worth eating is going to be too big to put in that windowsill. So all you're doing is farming the plant. It's production. So it's.
So Ace of Spades, thank you for the donation. And if you can use the roof, Ace of Spades, I cannot use the roof because I live with too many assholes in the city. And people have tried. People have done the pigeon coop thing on the roofs. Back in the days, it used to be a cool thing, but people used to wreck the pigeon coops back in the 80s, and it was just a shit show after that. Right. So people stopped putting gardens, and people stopped putting pigeon coops on the roof because
I could see you out there 20 years ago clapping pigeons.
Yeah, right. Let's go. No, I used to be in awe of guys that did that shit. There used to be a guy. He's not in the neighborhood anymore. Around the firehouse, you would go and see him on the roof, and he was swinging this thing, and I'm like, "The fuck's he swinging?" But then I'd look at the birds. I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's what he's doing." I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. As far as me clapping at birds, I'd probably be yelling at them instead. But I'm just not a bird person. I'm not a big fan of birds. Other than eating them, I'm not a big fan of birds.
It teaches you patience, man. Just like gardening. You start playing with critters, start gardening, it'll teach you patience. It's better than meditation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Nice. So, is your home, how do I ask this? Do you have a bug out plan?
Yes and no. I mean, for the most part, the goal is to die on this hill, but whether that's just, the sentiment to keep me motivated to have that mindset, right, is, could be up in the air. But we're so close to the lake and the state park right here that it butts up right against us. So if we had to, we could just, we got 100,000 acres of wild right behind us. So we could just run out there and just stay in the trees for as long as we had to.
Nice. Would you build a second bug out location in that place or no? In the state park?
Probably, because I guess everybody calls it bushcraft. I just call it, playing in the woods. It ain't nothing to chop down a couple, evergreens and throw up a nice little lean-to or something every day, especially around here. So if we got to stay in one place for a while, it's not a problem. If we got to keep moving, day to day, then it's not a problem. As long as we're in this area, because these are the things that I know.
That's pretty cool. I mean, like I said, it's interesting, right? So I guess people take it for granted, but guys like you who live out there in the wilderness or by the wilderness, so that's all you know. You got that skill that comes off like second nature, right?
Yeah.
Me, I had to YouTube it, I had to try it on my own, and then I had to go out to Dave Canterbury School and try it. What would be your best wilderness skill, if you will, that you obtained?
I don't even know. I don't call myself a master of anything. I know a little bit about a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I rely on my imagination a lot and try to think on the fly for most things. Probably 80% of the things I do is pretty much on the fly, on the spot kind of thinking, and just try to figure out how to make it work. Because we've got so much going on, at any given time, that if we run into a problem on this area, I've got to think of a way to hurry up and make it work so I can hurry up and get to the next project. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's basically just you got to be able to think outside the box, man. Use your imagination. Get out there. Don't be afraid to try something. If it fails, big deal. That's not going to work next time. Move on to the next thing. You know what I mean?
Right. So I have to ask you this: with that whole storm that came through and fucked everything up, what happened to your homestead?
We had a whole bunch of busted pipes. We had to fix the water heater. It got so cold that it literally shattered our brand new toilet that was still sitting in the box. And we had to replace the pressure tank.
Damn.
Yeah, well.
Now, I don't know anything about pressure tanks, so that I'm taking that was above ground.
Yeah. Underneath that blanket is my pressure tank. That's my well and all that stuff. So all that stuff there had to be replaced.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the first year that we had a well. The first 3 years we just had like a water tower and we just had water brought in. And then we finally got the well where we got the hole in the ground, 2 years ago. Right. And then a year ago we finally got the pump in. So like I said, with so much stuff going on, it's one of those, we were rushing around to do so many other projects that, basically my own negligence. I could have done a better job, to secure everything, but it's just one of those things. You know what I mean?
So how would you, I guess I would say prevent what happened during that winter snap. How would you prevent that from happening again?
Well, in the works now is we are completely just going crazy with the insulation here in the pump house. And then I'm redigging up here in about a month or so. I'm just going to redig every single line down to at least 3 foot, 36 inches to 40 inches, somewhere in that range. That way we're well below the frost line. And I'm going to go crazy with the insulation, man. That's really all I can do.
Okay, very good. Hey, listen, at least you got a plan. Some people I ask, I'll ask out there like, I don't know. I'm like, that's not an answer. You should be thinking about how to get out of it. So you clearly are figuring out what you're going to do next should that happen again. Yeah. Now, outside of that, how did you guys fare with the weather in your home?
Well, we got a tiny house, and it's we don't have the roof all the way in yet. So, and we didn't have any skirting up. So we had I think we got down to like -5, -6, somewhere in that range for about a week and a half. And it pretty much stayed right around, 37, 43 in the house. One of those kind of things with all the heaters and everything going. But
so I'm taking you had a wood burning stove or something like that.
No, we took it out. All we had was electric stoves or electric heaters. And then I know you're going to talk shit, but yes, we had to use the oven a couple nights. So we made it through. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing is the hardest part is the mental aspect of it. I mean, you're cold and it's shitty, but big fucking deal. But if you set your mind right, you're like, hey, it ain't gonna last more than 2 months. You know, it ain't gonna last more than 3 months. It'll be 80 degrees here pretty soon, and I'll be bitching about that. You know what I mean? You can't get trapped in that, oh, it's so shitty, you know,
Right.
mindset.
Oh, very good. I mean, listen, like I said, it's great that you pivoted from the situation. Was like, fuck it, if it happens again, we're gonna do this. And I mean, clearly you're still alive, so everything you did worked, right? Oh shit, Prepper Tribe, thank you for the donation, appreciate it. Um, listen, that was pretty cool. I know that people were talking about, you know, what had happened to you again through the grapevine. You know, like I guess you tell one person, that person tells 8, that person tells 16,
Yeah.
so on and so forth. And then it finally got to me, and I was like, holy shit, that sucks. But I remember thinking he'll be fine. You know, it's one of those things where there's certain people, they end up in a situation, and you're like, damn, he's gonna die. And there are other people, you're like, yo, they'll be okay. You know,
Yeah.
so it's just funny how the thought process was. And again, I only know you from this, right? This here, and I already knew you were going to be good. So you know, it wasn't much of a worry, if you will. Because listen, there's some guys you think about, you're like, yo, how the fuck's he doing? You know, and then you'll reach out to them and see what they're up to. But that's cool that you got out of the situation.
There's always a way. I mean, if it comes down to the point where you're just, I mean, I've had those moments where I just threw my hands up, you know, and snap a shovel against the tree and be like, man, fuck all this shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's natural. You got to let that shit out, you know. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to quit or I'm going to fucking die. That just means right now I'm pissed off and fuck this shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, tomorrow's another day and shit's going to keep moving. So I got to keep moving too.
So we have to talk about the last video you released. It was pretty good. And I'm going to tell you right now, normally when I see a video for like 20 minutes, I'm like, nope. You know, but Marbury was telling me you should watch it. I'm like, all right. So I watched it and I was like, yo, this is, you know what? Because it's funny. You hit it on the head with the whole friendship thing. And that's why you'll hear me say YouTube friends or Facebook friends, right?
No.
I'll never say just friends. You know, they're for the most part, everybody that I talk to outside of here, they are approaching the level of friends because I talk to them, you know, either on a daily basis or we do this StreamYard live stream shit. So people are working to that level. But like you said in your video, it's not an instantaneous thing where just because we say hello, now we're friends.
Exactly. Yeah, because I moved, you know, 300 miles away from my family, you know, my real family. Okay. And I come from the mindset of words should actually mean something. So if I'm going to call you family, but I call everybody in their goddamn mama family, then it has no weight. Family don't mean shit. You know what I mean? Right. You got to earn that shit. You know, whether you go through a traumatic experience together, you know, somebody saves your life, somebody bails you out, you know, just that kinship, that bond. It has to be a real thing, not just some hollow sentiment thrown out to everybody in the fucking world. You know what I mean? It's got to mean something.
Exactly, and it's the meaning friend. That's a meaning people throw around way too much because, like, you know, your friend ends up in a jam. If you're not going to be there for them, then you're not his fucking friend, right?
Exactly.
And people do that shit all the time, or they say it all the time. Sorry. And like I said, when you had that video, I was like, holy shit, that is fucking like spot the fuck on. And I appreciate the fact that you're like, fuck them. If anybody gets offended or cries about it, you know what? They can wipe their tears with a tampon. You know, I thought that was pretty cool.
I mean, at a certain point, we're all fucking grown. You know, it makes no sense to just be blindly, hey, this person said you're cool, so I love you now. We're family. And no, it didn't fucking work that way. Show me what you're about. Because, you know, Ted Bundy could be in this goddamn chat room. You guys be like, hey, I love you. You know, we're family. And then he asked you for money for getting stitches because he got stabbed by trying to, you know, attack some chick. And you're like, oh, here's $50. Here's $50. You don't know who the fuck I'm talking to on this chat. You know what I mean?
And that brings me to the thing you talked about. And when I left the message in the video, because somebody else brought it up, it's called e-begging, right? When people, you were talking about making something work for yourself, and you got to put it all on the table to make it work for yourself. Don't turn around and ask for a handout. I thought that was fucking clever. Actually, I thought it was clever how you rolled right into it.
I was tiptoeing, man, because that video itself was like over 2 hours long, and I edited down to that because I was hurting some fucking feelings, man. But I was like, that's too much. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a little guy. That's too much. You know what I mean? So,
well, I mean, again, the problem is people need to hear honesty, and that's including myself. Every now and again, I need to hear some real shit from people. Don't give a fuck how small the channel is or who the fuck's the subscriber. Don't care. Sometimes I need to hear this shit. Ace of Spades, thank you for the donation. John T, thank you for the donation. I thought I saw Humble Lion, man. Thank you for the donation. Jonathan Swift, thank you for the donation. Hold on, I'm sorry. Jonathan Swift again, thank you for the donation. Irish Rebel, thank you for the donation. Guys, we appreciate it. We always do. Thank you for the donation. And guys, for those of you that are watching now, there's 568 of you guys. Do me the favor, hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. I can't see it, not on my end.
whatever makes you smart.
Right. Whatever makes it your dick hard, gentlemen, fucking hit it or hit the thumbs down. It doesn't make me a difference. But while I have you guys on here, do me a favor. Please head over to Hutch Homestead's channel and show him love. Again, you see who I'm talking to. I'm talking to somebody real, somebody who's not going to tiptoe, and that's what I like. Listen, there is a prepper out there. He's high up on the prepper food chain, if you will, on YouTube. He tiptoes around a lot. Like, he plays it really fucking safe. And when I watch his channels, the funny thing is, I don't care that he plays it safe until he does interviews with other people, and then it's just generic, you know? And listen, I know everybody can't be a fucking cowboy on here, you know? It is what it is. But being that you are who you are and you're actually living the fucking life, you're doing what needs to be done. You're also fixing your problems if you will end up in a problem, which is cool that you can do it on yourself. What gives you that drive to make it work instead of giving up?
I'm 5th generation welfare, baby. You know what I mean? And everybody in my family ain't never had shit. They're going to be renting. You know, when they die, they're going to be renting somebody else's house. They ain't going to own nothing. They ain't going to have nothing to pass down. You know, no kind of legacy at all. And, you know, my dad's been married 7 times. My mom's been married 5 times. You know, my grandpa and grandma have been married 4 and 5 times apiece. You know, it was just a clusterfuck of trailer parkness. You know what I mean? And I was like, man, if I can't teach my son to be better than me if I'm not going to take the time to be better than where I came from. You know what I mean?
All right. So then, blocked out. Damn. So that's again, another, I didn't see that coming. You know, the marriage is 4, 5, 6, 12 times. I'm like, okay.
No.
That's listen, you know what I'm learning from all of you guys? I have to say it, man. Watching you guys, and specifically the white guys that live out in the sticks, the white guys who are in militias, listening to you guys, watching you guys, I'm like, I'm fucking impressed, because I know what a racist looks like, and not because I'm black, just because I pay attention to it. Racism, again, here in New York City, is not just a white and black thing. It's like a multicultural, everyone hates everyone, but they play phony when they're in front of a camera. And most guys, I think everyone I interviewed so far has not been on that level. So you guys open my eyes. Not that you open my eyes. Sorry, let me walk that back. You guys are opening everyone's eyes to the fact that this racism bullshit is just that. You know, what's his name? What is it? 3% Patriot? If I'm saying
Patriot 3%. Yeah.
Patriot 3%?
Yep.
That dude, man, he said some shit the other day, and I was like, what? I was so fucking impressed.
Yeah, he's good people, man.
I mean, listen, after that, man, I mean, the guy has my vote for fucking, like, you know, a union president or president, whatever, because the fact that he was able to, native man, thank you for the donation, appreciate it. The fact that he was able to confront BLM at one of the rallies, but then turn around and pretty much tell, I think it was the KKK, to go fuck themselves, was awesome, because he was being balanced, which we don't have anymore, right?
Yeah.
And I listen. I have never been. Not that I've never been. I'm really impressed with people. Really, a lot of you guys do impress me with the shit you do and the shit you know. You know, Arkansas Living. He actually impressed me. You're another one. Prepper Tribe.
That's my dude right there.
Yeah. You know, Grim. Even though, you know, he even though he's a little dude, he impresses me. Um, and then you got this guy, you got Patriot 3%. I mean, like, and just the shit he said, I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Like,
See,
I
that's the
looked at
thing. Everybody wants to live off a, you know, a stereotype. You know, I'm gonna judge you city folks. You know,
Yes.
everybody wants to live off the stereotype. I mean, I know, you know, to the outside I look like just some inbred hillbilly motherfucker, you know what I mean? Some caveman, some bitch. But, you know, 20 years ago, I was running the streets selling crack. You know, I was a little vanilla snowflake and a giant chocolate cake. You know what I mean? A lot of us out here have lived that shit. You know what I mean? But we don't have to broadcast it, and we don't have to kind of, you know, show our ass about it. Be like, hey, we are who we are. We take those life experiences and we just live in the now and plan for tomorrow. You know, ain't no point in dwelling on where we came from. We just take the knowledge and we move on. And a lot of people just don't want to take the time to get to know people like us because, you know, they've got those assumptions. I mean, like, when we first moved out here, I mean, looking like I do, you know, I run around here barefoot, you know, basketball shorts, carried a freaking axe and all this shit. You know what I mean? So whenever people pull up into my driveway and I just, you know, come walking up sweaty, covered in dirt, carrying an axe, you know I look like a serial killer, you know, but people got to get past the looks. You know what I mean?
right.
Get to know somebody and you'll be surprised. A lot of these people that you assume are just backwoods, you know, never left the trees kind of people have actually done some shit, you know?
Right, and again, that's the thing. It's the look. You guys have the look that, not for nothing, but the movies also play very well. You know, you look at guys like yourself or Arkansas. You're thinking, me. This is just, you know, me, City Jason, 20 years ago would have looked at you guys and go, probably hates black dudes, right? And that's 20 years ago, because I was Mr. Fucking, you know, like, fuck the white man shit back then. And then you grow up. Then you go through experiences. Then you see shit for what it really is. Autumn Backyard Garden, thank you for joining the membership. I appreciate it. And, you know, and then again, you get older and you see shit for what it really is. And that's why, you know, when I talk to you guys, I'm like, you know, I'm impressed because, first of all, I know a lot of you guys are not racist because, one, you're on the show, clearly, right? If you want nothing, I mean, listen, there's also people who want nothing to do with me because I curse too much. I had that happen to me a couple of times. I get it.
Fuck 'em.
Right. No, yeah, you're right. Fuck them. But I respect that as well. But I also respect someone that's, you know, telling me, oh, listen, I don't get down with your kind. I'll get that too. But because I try to open my mind up to all of it. But for you guys that don't fucking look at race as a thing, I definitely commend you guys for looking at everyone as the individual person. Because I think that's what's hindering us as a nation right now.
See, for me, the main thing is your personality. I mean, if you're annoying as shit, I'm gonna tell you you're annoying as shit, and I'll limit how much I fuck with you. You know what I mean? And the same, if you're an asshole, I'm gonna tell you you're an asshole. You know, if you're just stupid, you know, if you're just some random basic bitch that's annoying the shit out of me, you know, I'm gonna let you know, and I'm gonna stay away from that. Whether that person wants to live out the stereotype of what they are, that's on them. You know, I'm not judging them by that. I mean, obviously you can see some people are more than proud to embrace their stereotype. But when you hate them for their personality, they want to come back and be like, oh, you hate me because I'm this. Like, no, I hate you because you're stupid, you know?
Yes. Yeah, and that's the one thing I see people doing. Now, listen, it took me a while. For example, you, again, Arkansas, you guys come off as stern men, right? Patriot 3%. I've only seen him a couple times, but he comes off as a stern guy, and so does Pinball. The problem is people look at stern white men now and think automatically they're racist because America today wants men to coward and be bitches and say sorry for being white, sorry for my white privilege, and that's where we have gone fucking wrong, right?
Like, nobody gets out and actually meets anybody anymore. Everybody wants to fucking congregate on a screen and then act like they know the real world, but they ain't done shit. I mean, I'm sure you know plenty. I mean, I know plenty of people even that have literally, like in the Kansas City area, 30, 40 years old and have literally never gone 20 blocks outside of their neighborhood. They don't know shit about life. You know what I mean? But yet they think they can perceive how somebody else lives, 20 states away,
Yeah, that I don't understand either, man. The whole fucking victim mentality, the you know what really pisses me off, and yes, this is what white folks. What really pisses me off with white folks now is they're going to get offended for me.
Exactly.
I hate that shit. That's worse than, to me, that's worse than a racist. Because you're either A, being condescending, or you think I don't understand what's going on, or B, I simply don't give a shit and you are overreacting.
Yeah.
Right.
It's almost like you're like a helpless little puppy, like, oh, let me save you. Like,
yeah,
wow, nobody asked you to save them.
Yeah, this ain't fucking Dangerous Mind, and you're not Michelle Pfeiffer. I don't want you to fucking save me from myself and my neighborhood. What the fuck? It's insane when people do that or people get offended for someone else. I'm like, why the fuck are you getting offended for that dude? He doesn't care. Clearly, he doesn't care. Well, it offends me. I don't know what to fucking tell you. But yes, someone just mentioned it. Moving forward, guys, everyone here should boycott Coca-Cola. I don't like Coca-Cola anyway, but whatever. Someone said at Angryprepper need to grow thicker skin. Prepper 007. You clearly do not know who the fuck I am, but I'll let that one slide. Anyway, man.
007, he's in all the chats. I think he was talking about just people in general.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought he was talking at me. I was like, yo, really? Yeah. All right, man. Then I do apologize if you were talking about in general. That was my fault. Just listen, the chat, the way this shit comes off sometimes, I'm like, are they talking to me? People.
Yeah, it's hard to understand the nuance.
Yeah. Sorry, Prepper 007. I apologize. Yes, but anyway, back to the whole boycotting Coca-Cola. I think everyone should definitely be on board with that shit. I never heard such a stupid thing.
Yeah. The sad thing is I'm not surprised by it, though.
Yeah. I guess. I don't know. You got me there. Yeah. We shouldn't be surprised by this. You're right, but that's whatever. And what's his name? Random Gene just said he's too white to drink Coca-Cola. So I guess yes. If my whiteness is so offensive, I'm not drinking this shit anymore. I don't know what you guys have to tell him. But listen, I'm not yeah, I am. I'm a shit stirrer, but the people got to start standing up for themselves. This bullshit of fucking put your white privilege away or you should give $1 to every black man you see. I'm like, where the fuck are the men? Yeah, like men used to be like, you fucking kidding me? And like, no one's doing that anymore.
Yeah, that's the problem I'm noticing is like around here where we're at, whenever I go to public and shit, you got all these, I'm 6'2", 240, you know what I mean? So I'm decent sized people. I mean, and I come across some boys around here that are some straight corn-fed boys that make me look, like grim, But everybody wants to talk, but nobody wants to actually get out there and do shit. I mean, you're a tough guy at the fucking red light, but you ain't, you know what I mean? Ain't nobody standing up for anything. It's just too much chitter chatter. And like a lot of that thing is nobody, other than this internet thing, a lot of us don't socialize with anybody. You know what I mean? I know 3 people in, you know, a 200-mile radius. And I consider them friends, but I'm so antisocial and stuck out here, you know, purposefully that I'll go 5 or 6 days without answering a text from them. You know what I mean? So I guess that's part of the problem, is that we don't want to actually be physically in contact with people that we talk to anymore. You know, we don't know our neighbors. You know, everybody's a threat. Everybody's an enemy. You know, one of those kind of things.
And you know what? It's funny because I started doing that, and then I made the decision to, like, you know, my buddy inviting me upstate to do some shit. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going up there to help him out. You know, I got another buddy lives out in Brooklyn. You know, we text a lot, but I'm like, yo, we got to get back to fucking like hanging out and going to the fucking, you know, the woods or fucking one of those conventions and shit. Like, we got to start interacting more, because you just dropped an idea in my head. We don't start getting to know one another better. We don't start reaching out to one another in person. If the hammer drops and we have to meet in person, then what? You know, we're gonna have that awkward moment where we're staring at each other, like, because now we're not on a screen in front of a camera. You know, so I just think that we definitely need to correct our anti-socialism. Antisocial. We have to correct that, right? Because as a prepper community, we're not going to survive.
Yep. See, that's where everybody misunderstood what I was trying to say in my thing in the other day. I'm not anti-family. I'm just pro making a motherfucker work for it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
This unconditional love shit and this bleeding heart shit is why we've got the government that we've got now. You know what I mean? Make people earn your respect, make them earn your love, make them earn your trust. Don't just give that shit away with nothing in return. It makes no sense, and it just opens you up for any kind of damage that anybody wants to do to you, you know? And it doesn't teach the person a lesson. It just means, oh, I can get away with whatever I want because they're just going to keep giving me shit freely, you know? Make them earn it.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's funny, again, and we don't... When I said that I had to reevaluate other channels, and a lot of channels in the list, and I'm not reading this off, it's right, because I thought I was doing the right thing by, you know, oh, you got a prepper channel, man, let me fucking blast it. You know, and then I look back on it now, I'm like, what a fucking asshole thing that was. Because some people don't deserve it. Certain people, they have 2 or 3 videos. You know, there's two YouTubers I just found. There's 2 YouTubers I found yesterday and today. Females, small channel, just started. They're both on the right track, but obviously I'm not going to shout them out until they have at least 20-something videos. But they seem to be on the right track. And then you have others that are just like for shit. You know, they right.
See, I admit I got caught up in that little, you know, the love raids and all that shit. I got caught up in that a couple months ago. I've got like 20 channels that I'm sub to, and I literally hate every fucking thing about these people. You know what I mean? So I'm guilty of that shit too. I've got to go through and clear out my shit because there's so many channels and, you know, so little time in the day that I'm not going to keep wasting my time on these fake ass fucking people. They ain't teaching me shit. They ain't entertaining me. They're just making me want to spit on my screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or smashing into a million pieces.
Yeah.
Right. But no, and you're right. The whole fake thing. People are like, yo, like one guy today was asking, what is your I guess he put a fascination with you know, with fake preppers. I'm like, oh, you mean the people that other people listen to that can possibly get them killed, or just a waste of time saying the wrong things? You know, like, listen, if you're gonna be, I guess an armchair prepper, but you're sprouting knowledge because you got it, because you did it, you know, and you're like, you know, it doesn't matter how old you are, but you did it before. It's the right shit. That's fine. But all these other people, it's just they're not talking about anything. And you go on some of the live streams and you're like, what the fuck are they talking about? And they're not talking about anything. Yeah. There was one live stream I glimpsed at it. I wasn't even watching, because when I got on, they were on their phones. So they were all like this.
I've been guilty of that.
Huh?
I've been guilty of that.
Yeah, but it was everyone. And they're all sitting like this. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Are they
I know.
texting?
I was like, I was watching one. I mean, they're all my people, so I'm not talking shit about you guys. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's funny to me because it's like we're sitting here watching the screen of us while trying to talk to this screen. He's like, what the, you know, like it's crazy.
Yeah. I when I saw that, I was like, and I might have been in there for like 10 seconds. I'm like, nope. And I immediately fucking you know, I immediately jumped off, and I'm thinking to myself, are these people seriously live streaming and then had a quiet moment and then decided to text whoever they were texting, or they could have been texting each other for all I know, you know, at that point. Maybe it was the weirdest thing though. It was very weird. And that's the problem. We don't, our attention span is pretty short. And it does not help that I have this chat going here, and there was it looked like a virtual fist fight a couple minutes ago.
That's my problem. Every time I start watching the chat, then I'll get zoned out, and I'll just be like, "Go ahead." You know what I mean? And I'll just be stuck on it, trying to be like, I can't do. I haven't learned how to juggle talking to the camera and reading the chat at the same time. So
it takes a little bit of skill, but like I can do it. I can glance and go, okay. But like I said, there was a virtual fist fight just now, and I'm like, who the fuck and why? You know. So now, and I hate addressing these things too. I really do. When you get your chat going and you see shit going on, but you don't want to address it while you're on the air.
Right.
I hate addressing it afterwards. It's the worst. You know. It's just whatever. It's always over something stupid. That's the other thing too. The ball breaking, some people get offended by. Like I'm pretty sure Prepper 007, I might have offended him. Again, I do apologize for snapping at him like that. People have been testing my. You know what? People have been testing my patience, but they've been testing it in a different way, and not like calling me out and like you're a fake prepper. No, I have a guy who swears the government is the entire government and everyone famous is, molesting his kid. And this guy is fucking pissing me off. So I don't know if I should fucking wring his neck. I'm up to here with him. If he's watching, he can absolutely go fuck himself.
That's what you go at that point. If they keep molesting the kid and you haven't moved, then that's your fault.
Yeah, like I'm I was like, yo, if he said Donald Trump, Putin, like all of these people, I'm like, and then someone brought it to my attention, maybe it's him. And I'm like, I don't have this guy's fucking number, so it's not like I can report him,
Right.
But
might not even have a kid. He might not even have a kid. It might just be some towel rolled up with duct tape in a corner somewhere.
Yes, with a smiley face on it.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true. But I don't know, man. I just think that's how people are testing me with that kind of shit, Right. And I'm tired of it. I have to admit, I'm tired of it. I'd rather deal with, people breaking my balls, calling me an Uncle Tom, or you're not a real prepper. I could deal with that shit all day. But the fact that this dude legitimately thinks that, the world government is banging his kids is just fucking, it's beside me, man. It's just like,
how do you respond to that? It's just like, what do you want me to do with this information?
Yeah, right. You want me to tell the president of the United States that he's like, I don't know where to go with that, you know what? And I realize people are sick. I understand that. I get it. Some people on YouTube are off their meds, right? And it starts to come out. The longer you watch them, it starts to come out. You're like, holy shit, this dude's a psych patient,
Right.
But I don't know, man. I think, how do you deal with the crazies?
See, even in regular conversation, you know what I mean? 90% of the people I talk to, I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? So when, on the rare occasion I do get some of the weird sons of bitches, I'll just be like, thumbs up, or thank you, or right on. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I don't know what to say to my actual people. I damn sure don't know what to say to that shit.
Someone asks, what is a fake prepper? Pipe Bomb Media What
if
is
their entire channel is basically a low budget fucking infomercial, they ain't doing the damn thing. I'm just saying.
See, and with me, and people don't know what a fake prepper is. All right, so I run a group here in New York City called NYC Preppers Network, New York City Preppers Network. I've run into a bunch of them, and these are people who swear they're prepped, they're ready for disaster, they have survival skills, and then you take them outdoors, they don't know shit. You talk about simple prepping shit, and they don't know shit, right?
Yep.
That's what fake preppers are, in my book, and they don't have any preps. That's the first thing that makes you a fake prepper, saying you're a prepper and not having preps. All right, guys. So now,
go ahead.
No, you go.
I was gonna say the thing that I've noticed is a lot of people want to actually kind of live vicariously through the people who are actually doing the work, and kind of ride your nuts a little bit, and they want to kind of like feed off of the people who are actually doing the work, but they don't want to actually get out there and do the work themselves. Creators and people in the chat, both the same.
Right.
They like the lifestyle so much that they invest all this time in it, but they can't invest in actually doing it. You know what I mean? I've noticed that, and there's a lot of people like that around.
Well, like I said, you're doing the fucking thing, right? You're out there. You are squaring your home away. You're building it to be better. I mean, like, I'm going to assume, and correct me if I'm wrong, but having a homestead is something that's work that you'll be doing pretty much for the rest of your life.
Pretty much, yeah. Figure the way now, while I'm still young enough, if I put in all the the backbreaking work now, I can make it as low maintenance as possible. But it's going to be between the landscape and the gardening itself is going to be a full-time job. So yeah, when I'm 88, 90 years old, I'll still be out there crawling around in the dirt playing with seeds and doing it's forever work.
That's good, because that shit keeps you viable, right? Keeps you moving, it keeps you going. That's pretty cool. So Ace of Spade is asking. Sorry. First of all, calculus. God, I'm pretty much fucking that name up. Thank you for the donation. Number one. Secondly, should I make a prepper video first? So I'm not weird. Love to talk to you. Calculus, do me a favor. Email me at angryprepper@gmail.com. Guys, moving forward, the questions are for Hutch Homestead, not for me. You can ask me that another night or whatever the fuck. But I do have a question for you, Hutch. By Ace Spade, what charity should he donate to?
Grindstone.
All right. The fuck? Ace Spade, you heard? Grindstone. Grindstone Ministry. You should definitely look into that. That is a good charity right now, a good place to put your money. It's for kids in the sex slave trafficking world. Once they get out of that world, they need to acclimate back to the real world. And this place helps kids acclimate back to real life. Hopefully that helps. Let's see. Also, questions in full caps, guys. Don't make it too small. My old man eyes are getting old. Good to see it. Dude. Okay, he says, based on your cap, Craig, based on your cap, do you live in Missouri?
Yep. Southern Missouri Ozarks.
Southern Missouri Ozark. Is that a meat packing plant?
Yep.
You work there?
My wife does.
Okay, very good. Humble Lion, he's asking, do you have a favorite knife?
It's my SOG. It's my can opener. It's my pig killer. It's everything.
No shit. Okay. Very good. David is asking, could you survive in the wilderness?
Without a doubt.
You know what, man? I definitely would like to challenge somebody like you to see how good I could do against you with just my knife.
Hey, just a knife, shit. I'm not snuggling with you when you're fucking freezing. I'm just telling you that now.
Oh shit, that sounds. I mean, no, not the snuggling part, but the challenge. That sounds like something I would.
Hey.
Listen, I'm all for almost dying in the woods. It's happened. It's happened once or twice. So
See, my thing, I can't do the cold, man. The older I get, the more it hurts in my bones because I've been, beat up and thrown around so much that I feel that shit deep. That cold kicks my ass. But
how old are you?
I'm 39.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Because you said something earlier, and I'm like, I thought you would have been a little younger than that. All right. So what about us who are not allowed to have guns? All right. Pipe Bomb Media is asking, what about us who are not allowed to have guns? I don't even know what that's.
Improvise. Buy a bow. Buy a BB gun. Buy a stick. Learn how to use a staff. You don't need a gun. Use a fucking hammer. Use a machete. Figure something out.
There you go. Sweeps Harriet is asking, how long does it take to butcher a hog or sheep?
I don't know about a sheep. I hate sheep. I hate the lamb. All that. I can't stand it. For a pig, it usually takes us for probably we do them small. So like a 40 or 50 pound pig would take probably 2.5, 3 hours from butcher to grill.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. You wouldn't know that question, so I'm not gonna. Pipe Bomb Media. Yeah, you can ask me that question on another live stream. I said all questions are geared towards the guest, not myself. Okay. Prepping outside the box. What is your homesteading weakness right now?
I've got too many things going on. I don't have one complete project. Everything that I've got is, the most done thing I've got is probably 80% finished. So that's my biggest weakness is I don't have 100% of anything yet. Did that make sense?
Yes, it does. Absolutely. Paintball, nope, and nope. Yeah, someone asked me, can you, okay. Eric, can you turn your knife into a spear?
Yeah. We've been working on that. See, that's the thing that I'm not a big gun guy. I mean, I've got them. I know how to use them, all that shit, but I'm not a big gun guy. I like the up close and messy kind of stuff,
Right.
just the way I grew up. So like spears, bow and arrow, all that kind of stuff. That's more my wheelhouse than guns are. Okay. So that's eventually we're going to have a stockpile. We got barrels where we're collecting stuff that way. We'll literally have a barrel full of spears, a barrel full of arrows, a barrel full of scrap nails, just all these, stockpile, that kind of stuff.
On to that. Humble Lion's asking, do you have any archery skills?
Very little. My son got a bow last year, and then so we've been playing with that. I mean, I've got it dialed in at about 90 foot. I can probably do a 3-inch cluster with an arrow, about 90 foot. But that's pretty much. I haven't actually took it out to try to go hunt or anything like that with it.
Gotcha. Joe Morgan asking, what is the best or worst thing about homesteading?
The best thing is the freedom. I ain't got no boss. I ain't got no alarm clock. Everything is literally my schedule. In a couple years, I won't have a single bill. I ain't got to answer to a fucking person ever again in my life. Nice. The bad thing is it will kick your ass. It'll literally tear your body apart, So you got to love it to want to do it.
Now, when you say kick your ass and tear your body apart, are you talking about the stress or the physical work or both?
Both. Because you'll have them times. See, like most of the people we know around here live week to week, and a lot of them live, day to day, money wise, food wise, all this other stuff. It's you can have those times where you got like just 2 weeks straight of shit luck. Everything in the world bad is possibly going to happen to you. You know what I mean? And it wears you down mentally so much that it starts affecting the physical. It kills your motivation. It kills your creativity. You know what I mean? It just stops your entire drive for everything,
Oh, all right. And Bugs was asking, do you hunt?
I very rarely, unless I'm going to eat it and use literally every single part of it, then I'll sit outside. I'll carry the 22 with me and say I'm going squirrel hunting and just lean up against a tree for like 5 hours, just watching, squirrels play in the trees and not take a shot, because there's no point in taking it if I don't need it. If I've got a refrigerator full of frozen hamburger, there's no point in me taking a life. You know what I mean? They can keep making babies and sustain me 20 years from now. So
that makes sense. Okay, that makes perfect sense. All right, let's see. Rick Mountains, thank you for the donation. And Ark Wildman Survival is asking, are you getting livestock? You might have missed the first part.
I should have the garden dialed in this year. So I'm going to get rabbits and chickens before the summer's over. And then maybe I've got a cow pasture set up, but I want to, it's not ready yet. It doesn't have the kind of grass and all that stuff that I want in it. So probably maybe 3 years down the road, we're looking at getting a cow.
All right. Very good. So Rich Mountains, again, thank you for the donation, is asking, have you ever killed, cleaned, cooked a wild turkey? You have.
Yep.
Now, I have to ask this question. Is there a difference between the wild turkey you kill and the shit I get in the supermarket?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's
really?
Yeah. There's no comparison.
So I take it, it tastes better? Or is it
wild turkey is way better. I mean, it's got a different taste. So some people, it might take them a minute to get used to it, because they expect this other shit. But when you've got something that's running free, eating what it's supposed to eat, what it wants to eat, as opposed to something that's just being chemically fed, these pebbles and shit its whole life, and there's a huge difference. There's no comparison at all.
No shit. All right. And now, question from Prepper 101: do you skin your own animals? Yep.
I met my wife at a chicken plant. And then when we moved up north after that, she was working at a hog plant for, so many years where she was a cut supervisor. And then now she works at the beef plant. So she literally, once she gets this down, she'll literally know how to, make the proper cuts on anything we got out here. She just can't kill it because, if she names it, she can't eat it. But I'm like, shit, I'll shoot that thing and eat it in a heartbeat. I don't give a damn. So I do the killing. She does the, I got to do the gutting and the skinning, but she does the fancy cuts and all that shit. That's the plan anyway.
It's not bad. Maverick Prepper, have you ever cooked and eaten a rabbit before?
Yep.
Yeah, I like rabbit, man. Rabbit's really good.
Yeah, I'm trying to, my wife won't eat them because they're too cute. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they're so damn good, man.
I know.
I'd eat rabbit for the rest of my life if I could.
All right, so who the fuck is there? It is. Kaylin Strain. What would you like to add to your medical preps?
Everything, because I don't have a single I got duct tape and dirt. You know what I mean?
Oh shit. No shit. All right.
That's the thing I'm lacking in. My family's one of those weird families where we literally don't go to the hospital unless we're having a heart attack kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Really?
We don't do the whole doctor thing. So it's pretty much, as long as there ain't no bone showing,
right?
Walk it off.
All right. So here you go. I think this is
I need to. My son.
Oh, your son?
Yeah.
How old is he?
16.
Oh, that age. Mr. Hutch, could you give advice on a young man looking for wife that would live in a rural area? Had a hard time convincing ex-girlfriend to move with me. Any advice?
Hell, I don't know. I've been married for 13 years. I don't know how to impress a female anymore.
I would have said you go caveman, club her over the head and drag her out there with you.
Fuck around and get me too. I'm noticing a trend though that a lot of these if you're putting in the work and you're about something, just be a stand-up motherfucker and it'll happen. You know what I mean? Don't go looking for something. Just keep doing you, and when it happens, it happens.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, listen, you know what's funny? A lot of women, especially city women, don't want to move out. But if they get a taste of that shit, that outdoors, that freedom, a lot of them will come around and be like, oh, this is not bad,
As long as there's not bugs. Keep them away from the bugs and you'll keep them happy.
Yes. That's the other thing. That drives them crazy. But listen, man, you could, I'm pretty sure there's like a prepper dating site out there somewhere, or fucking, isn't there like a cowboy dating site or some shit? Like
Farmersonly.com.
Yeah, farmer. Yeah, that's right.
See, the way I convinced my wife to come out here is I had to give her, the pretty landscaped yard, the mowed yard with the flowers and all that shit, to where it's not just a full blown fucking jungle. Right. So her complaint is that the house, since, it's just her and me and the boy, the house always looks like a bachelor pad. You know what I'm saying? We got toys and comic book pictures hanging up on the wall and shit. You know what I mean? So make it homey.
Yeah. My wife breaks my nuts about all the shit I leave around anyway. Colorado biker. Good idea, actually. He says, go to a prepper meetup meeting. You'll find one there. You probably will. That's without a doubt.
Hang out at the hardware store.
Sweeps Harriet says we should start a prepper meetup site. No, thank you. Absolutely not. Fucking meetup. You listen, these dating sites now are full of fucking assholes. But then again, I'm old and I'm married, so what do I know? So I don't know anymore, man. That game has changed so much.
Yeah.
That's that. How did you learn? Okay. Margaret asking, how did you learn about homesteading? I think I asked you that earlier, but
I basically, I didn't know it was, these terms, prepper and homesteader, they're all new to me, within 10 years, pretty much. So I just grew up like this, my grandparents, I don't think had electricity till I was like 11 years old. You know what I mean?
Oh shit.
So, I grew up on well water, drinking out of the hose. This is, I was born into this kind of shit.
All right. Nice. Sailing Prepper, Dark Secrets is asking, oh shit, where'd it go? Okay, there it is. Do you have any recipe for bear?
I wish I did. We just now finally getting black bears up around this way. Starting this October, Missouri's officially opening up a bear season. So really? That's going to be sweet. But yeah, that makes me fucking giddy as a little schoolgirl, man. I can't wait to step out on my porch and see a couple bears walking through the front yard. That's going to be fucking sweet.
Yeah. All right. So Prepper 101 has an idea. He goes, I wait at women's prison release gate to pick up women. There you go.
Hey.
Okay, Wolf Mule 99. Thank you for this question. What have you done that now you would have done differently? I guess I said that.
If I could go back and do it again a different way, I would start with more of a money cushion. I'd have at least $5,000-$6,000 as a backup plan, because the way we did it, I sold my bike, I sold everything. The only thing I kept was 6 outfits and a bucket full of action figures. And everything else was sold, and we just jumped into it. You know what I mean? And then life came along and kicked us in the ass a little bit, and it put us way behind. And if we would have had that little bit of cushion at the beginning, life would be a lot different right now.
Yeah, and I'm assuming you say different in a good way.
Yeah. We see the way it. If I plan on, say, all the plans that I have for this year, that's the goal for this year. But realistically, it's not going to be until next year that it gets done, because so many unexpected things happen that it puts you behind so much on your time schedule, because, like I said, not everything's completely finished. So as something breaks over here because of weather or, any of 1,000 reasons, you've got to come out of pocket, fix this, but then you got to hurry and run back over here and do this. So you're always playing catch up on shit. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Humble Lion, I think he he missed when you showed him this, but he's asking, do you have a well?
Yeah, I got a well, 360 foot deep, and I'm getting like 52 gallons a minute at the bottom.
Wait, 352 feet?
Or 50, yeah, I'm 360 foot deep, 364 foot deep, and I'm getting 52 gallons per minute water flow through the bottom.
Wow. That's 360. That's almost 30 stories. That is 30 stories. It's over 30 stories. Holy shit. All right. And then this question from Calculus. I am pretty sure I fucked that name up again.
See, that's the shit that I like talking about. There's so many things. You go to the grocery store, or at least where I'm at, or what do you guys got, bodegas and shit? Just sell those random fucking deals. You can get like a walking stick is like $15, but it's fucking made in China. Go out to the woods, grab a fucking solid piece of oak, whittle that bitch down. Get about 15, 20 of them, take them to a store and be like, hey, can I sell these here for $5 a piece? Undercut all that shit, local. You know what I mean? You could do bottle gourds and make bird houses. A gourd around here, just a butt naked gourd that's cleaned and ready to do whatever, is $3 a pop. You're getting 50, 60 gourds off a vine. It takes 6 to 8 months to cure them, but there's so many different craft projects, especially like if you live in a tourist town, take advantage of them, of all that shit. You get out there and you sell something like where we're at. I could sit up with a sign that says, genuine Ozark crafts, and it's just a bunch of random bullshit that I just picked up out of the woods. Put a little sandpaper on, threw some paint on it, boom, $20. All this little shit. You gotta. Everything can make money. You just got to figure out a way to do it.
That's cool. There it is. Aunt B. She's asking, how much did the well cost?
The actual hole cost. What was it? Altogether, we're at just under $8,000 for the well and the pump. So the hole was $6,000. The pump was 1,816 or something like that.
Holy shit! All right, wow. I would never. I didn't think a hole would cost that much money. Obviously, the pump is expensive, but not the hole.
See, the pump itself was $800, but having to put it in and all that shit. And then the way that they have to do the well, it's so much per foot, and because we got the high point out here within like a 20-mile radius. It's like an angel food cake, and we're right at the fucking tippy top. So we had to go so deep, and then we're right at the start of that real soft rock, the limestone and shit where you start getting sinkholes. Yeah. So if they drill down and put the pipe in, they've got to put some kind of I don't know what it's called, but they've got to put bags of some kind of crumble rock in there to help stabilize it as it goes down. That way, it keeps the integrity of the ground around it.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
All right, that's super interesting. All right, so Prepper 101, he missed the beginning of this. Do you have a pressure tank or your water well or a water tower?
Yeah, I got a pressure tank hooked up. Comes straight out of the hole, straight into the pressure tank, boom, straight out to everything.
All right, so you don't store water like in a reserve tank somewhere?
We used to. We had one of those 350-gallon totes up on a water tower, and we used that for the first 3 years. But one got turned into because I've got a scrap yard over there. So one got turned into a place to hold the soda cans and shit, so they're not blowing all over the fucking yard. Okay. And then the other one is going to get turned into the septic tank.
Okay. All right. All right. Very good. All right, guys. We are at the hour and 14-minute mark. This is actually a very good live stream. Oh, okay. Last question. I think this is a question. You could do. Oh, okay. Maybe it's more of a statement. But anyway, it's you could do some geothermal cooling in that well water. You could do.
I looked into that. there's too many bells and whistles involved with the with that when it comes, because I'd have to see, there's different methods. The one method is I can't use the one that I've got because there's not enough space to do it where we're located at. But it's basically you drill another well hole and then you're running pipes down there to catch the cool air. So you're pumping the cool air up, but not the water. You know what I mean? And then another way, that way it's a single hole, just deep as shit. And another way would be to just lay everything out in a grid, 3 or 4 foot deep, and then have it run through some kind of, water pressure pump or, heat pump and all this other shit. And that, I'm looking into a way of doing it to my greenhouse to where it's just buried pipe, computer fan on one end blowing in and a computer fan on the other end blowing out. I don't want, that way it's boom, simple solar panel, can literally keep that thing running indefinitely. Nothing to break, nothing to repair. It's just boom, simple.
All right. Very good. All right, guys. So we are, again, hour 15. We are going to end it. To use wood cook stove. One last question. Dina Walters. One more question. Actually, 2 more, because someone asked this question twice. Dina Walters is asking, do you use a wood cook stove?
I want to. It's on the list. It's probably 3 or 4 years down the road, but it is definitely on the list.
Roger that. And then this last question, how does the water taste?
Honestly, it tastes like eggs and ass.
Sulfur.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything, wait, you drink that shit straight up? You don't put it through a filter?
It's hidden. If it's not always like that. I mean, it's always got the smell, but only on like super hot days, and shit like that is when you can actually taste it.
Right.
But like here in the wintertime, as long as it's cold, you drink that shit all day. But when it's coming out, it starts to get warm, you can taste every bit of that nastiness.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we're looking into a filter system. I just don't know honestly, if I'm going to be able to get to it this year or not. You know what I mean? I mean, it ain't killed us yet, so it's just more of a luxury kind of thing.
Right. All right, I hear that, man. But still, who the fuck wants to drink rotten egg water, right? Oh, thank you, Hawkeye. You have hard water then, right? A lot of calcium in that water.
Yeah, calcium is ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we boil it. That pan. Once we boil we got a specific pan just for the well water because it leaves that calcium in the bottom of it. Oh,
okay. All right, that sucks. So yeah, a definite filter system is what you need. Because whatever. I know somebody in the firehouse years ago, they were talking about well water and how they had to put a softener in because it smelled like shit and the water was hard, Well,
see, that's the only thing that, like, we don't have water in the house yet. We just finally got a kitchen sink the other day. So that's one of the projects coming up here in the next couple months is actually running water to the house. Right now it's just, a garden hose and the shower house. So, I'll just I drink out the hose all day long.
All right. Very good. All right, guys. So this is Hutch Homestead, and you guys know who I am. I don't have to fucking say it. Do me a favor. Please head over to his channel, like and subscribe or whatever you guys want to do, or just stare at him. It's up to you. And listen, you see what you're getting. And I'm going to go on a limb and say a lot of your projects you're going to start filming.
Yeah. This is the year I finally got done clearing the land. It took us 4 years to clear the damn land to get set up to do the gardening and all that other shit. So yeah, now it's building. So that's pretty much the focus of this year. I got all kinds of, just random projects. I got the garden going in. I got the greenhouse build going on. Hopefully this year I got 2 stage areas that we're working on. I got a teepee that me and the boy are going to build. My son's got his little plot of land over there. He's got a channel too. And he's doing that stuff on his land, so yeah, it's a lot of work coming up, a lot of videos coming out pretty soon.
Very good. Very good. Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival says reverse osmosis system and a softness system is what you need.
See, I'm aware of all these things, and I mean, I appreciate the ideas and all that stuff, but I'm a broke motherfucker, man. Some of this shit, Like my neighbor's got a water softener. The only way around here to get one is either go to the hardware store and spend $300 or $400 and then have to come and set it up myself, or go through a, like the Culligan man kind of thing. Okay. You know what I mean? And it's the budget for it. It's a nice thing, but a lot of people take for granted the fact that it's a good idea. Like where you're at, it's a perfect idea. Where I'm at, it's not practical yet because it's a luxury. It's not a necessity. You know what I mean?
All right. Fair enough. All right, guys. So again, let's try this one more time. Thank you for joining us tonight. It was cool for you guys to join me. Hutch, thank you for finally getting on with me.
I appreciate you finally calling me, man. I emailed you like 37 times, and I was just like, you were like, man, fuck this dude.
No, nope, that didn't happen. But listen, regardless, he'll be back on here again. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna have a lot of people back on here again, actually. So that'll be that. Native, if you're still on here, I will be calling you hopefully in the next couple of minutes, so we can talk. Other than that, yeah. Like I said, I only know him from on here, and I like what I've been hearing and seeing. So, normally you watch somebody for a while, you start to see them who they really are.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, other than that, head over to Hutch Homestead, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys, I don't know, maybe Friday. What's today? Thursday? Papa Prepper will be on Tuesday night for a live stream.
Another good ass dude.
Yeah, I like him too. Let's see. Let me double confirm. Yep, Papa Prepper, March 16th at 9 o'clock. All right, guys. Thank you for watching.